So, hey you guys. So I'm on here today to talk about your locks, and particularly if you're just starting on your lock journey, but this can be even if you already on your lock journey, okay? So you guys know this is my second set of locks. I had locks for 4 years, and I decided to go to a barber so that he can cut my 4-year-old locks, which were like all the way down here, you guys. And I had him cut them because I was ready to embrace my salt and pepper. Now my retwist is tomorrow, okay? So so I started back on my lock journey, embracing my salt and pepper hair. And I had beautiful locks prior to cutting them, but I was getting the roots dyed every 12 weeks. And so I was like, I'm ready to embrace my salt and pepper hair. I want to start locks on my salt and pepper hair. But I wore I had my hair, my first set of locks, I had a TWA, you guys, and I grew it out to a point where I decided to go back and have starter locks on my salt and pepper. So this is where I am, okay? So this is where I am starting. I'm 7 months locked now on my salt and pepper hair. Okay. Love it, you guys. So this live is for, this live is for, you guys, if you're contemplating locks, or if you just started your lock journey, or if you're already on your lock journey and your mature locks, teenage locks, or whatever. These are still baby because they're 7 months in, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about how to protect your locks, how to have healthy, strong locks, all right? Now, this is my second set, you guys. My first set I had for 4 years, and I tell you, my locks were all the way down here. You can go back and look at some of my old videos. They were beautiful. And so I embraced my salt and pepper. We're on the journey again. And I know a lot about locks, you guys. Now, I see my loctician every 3 weeks. I don't retwist my own hair or shampoo my own hair, particularly in the beginning with my baby locks, with my starter locks. I see my loctician to retwist my hair every 3 weeks for 18 months. That's just me. Every 3 weeks for 18 months is when I see my loctician. If you can retwist your own locks, that's fine. I just didn't choose to do mine. I would see my loctician. And as I said before, go back and look at some of my old lock videos when they were all black. They were gorgeous, you guys. And that's because I took really good care of my scalp. I took really good care of my locks, particularly in my baby locks. And as you see, these are forming. And this is why it's so important to pay particular care to your starter locks when you're on your lock journey, even your teenage locks and your mature locks. But if you're contemplating locks, my best advice to you is to just do it. You just have to do it. You know, if you want locks, y'all, you just have to do it. You're going to go through the challenging stages of locks. And I'm telling you, let me tell you something. When you first get your locks, okay, they are going to do something. And what I mean by do something is the shrinkage is real. You may start out with your locks when they do the whether you do comb coils or whether you do two-strand twists, there are various ways to start your locks. I start my locks with comb coils, my loctician comb coils. I love the comb coils, you guys. And I mean, but it's your preference. Some people do two-strand twists, and then there are other ways to start your locks as well. Okay. Now, you just have to do it. If you want locks, y'all, you just don't be scared. And I'm going to tell you something. You have to have a whole lot of confidence to rock starter locks, okay? Because the shrinkage is real, okay? You could have a big old afro, but you starting your locks as it goes through the process, because what it's doing is it's cooling up inside. So as they cool up, the hair cools up inside of your locks, you guys, it's drawing it up. It's drawing the bottom of it up because it's intertwining inside. So as it wraps itself and intertwine inside, you might have length all the way down here when you first started out, right? You're going to get your length back. Just be patient. You're going to get it back. But in the beginning, as it's cooling itself up and wrapping itself all around, it's going to draw your locks up. Okay? So the shrinkage is real. Be prepared for that. But it's a beautiful journey. It's a beautiful journey. And the patience only adds to your virtue. You know, patience is a virtue. And a lot of times, locks are like a spiritual quest as well. There, you know, you may be on a spiritual journey as well. When you start your locks retain energy, you guys. So it can also be a spiritual journey for you. But one of the most important things that I'm going to say when you're starting your locks and your baby locks and you decide to start that journey, you have to have confidence, no matter what they look like, because they're going to go through some stuff, because they're going to go through the budding stage, and as mines are still going through the budding stage, you know, but they have started to drop some. You know what I'm saying? They have started to drop some. I'm 7 months in, and you guys, it was only like a week or so ago when I was telling my fiance, I was telling him, I was telling my daughters, like, oh, whew, I'm just, and I told my hair, I was like, just hurry up and lock already. But because it was really feeling like a challenging day. But lo and behold, the next couple of days or so, I looked at my hair and I was like, oh, it's starting to drop. But it's going to do its thing. So be patient, have confidence. And you guys, I had to have double fold confidence because these are salt and pepper. Okay, they ain't black. My first set my locks were black. These are salt and pepper. Okay. So the confidence I had to really exude my confidence. You know what I'm saying? So, hi, Calm Adams. I see you on here. I see Monica, Alistair. I see where you joined. Hello. And I see some other people who joined. Yeah, y'all tap the screen if I'm giving you some really good information about locks and starting your locks. Okay, so I'm gonna give you 10 tips. Okay, so they're gonna be quick. The first thing I would say is understand your particular hair type. Some people's hair soft, some people's hair really thick, some people understand your particular hair type. Because depending upon your hair type and your scalp, then you may require different levels of care and different levels of moisture to your hair. Okay, my hair is really thick. I moisturize my scalp once a week, and I mist with rose water following oiling my scalp. Okay, So the second thing I would say is wash properly. Okay, wash your locks as needed, but avoid overwashing, which can dry them out. And not only that, if you have started baby locks, you cannot overwash your hair. You cannot go in hard, and because you're going to unravel your baby locks in the beginning. So whether you see a loctician or you wash it yourself, you have to be really gentle when you have your first retwist. When you first have your baby locks installed. Okay, like I said, I go for my retwist and wash and stuff every 3 weeks. Okay, then you want to moisturize it regularly. I moisturize mine once a week. I spray with mist water once a week. Your hair may be a different texture and require more. You may need to spray with water maybe a couple times a week or so. You don't want to wet them. You want to mist them. Okay. And my loctician shampoos once, and she shampoos a second time, and then she puts a very light conditioner. Because my hair is salt and pepper, and I want to keep my locks bright and silver, keep my silver bright and everything. I'll say every 2 months or 3 months, 2 to 3 months, I let her use a clarifying shampoo. Okay, so she'll use the clarifying shampoo first, then she'll use her shampoo, then she'll use her light conditioner. But I use the clarifying because I want my gray hair, I want my silver hair to hi Eric and hi Doreen, Shama. I want my gray hair and my silver hair to stay white. Okay, I want it to stay silver. I do not like seeing salt and pepper or gray locks that are dingy, that's yellow. Yellowing caused by the sun. Yellowing sometimes can be caused by medication. Sometimes yellowing can be caused by smoking. Yellowing can be caused by what you're eating. So be mindful of healthy eating as well, because your scalp is part of your skin, right? So be mindful of what you're putting in your body as well. And if you have gray hair or gray salt and pepper white locks, you have to protect that from the sun. For instance, when I go on the beach, like me and Babe are going for my birthday, we're going to this beautiful town that we love, this quaint town we love so very much. And then there's a beach and everything too, y'all. And when I go on anybody's beach with my salt and pepper hair, my hair is covered because I'm not letting the sun beam down on my gray, on my silver hair, because it can yellow it, just like chemicals like relaxers and if someone's doing a silk press and they don't know what they're doing, they can yellow your hair. Your hair can turn green from product, relaxers, and chemicals. So if you have salt and pepper hair, you have to pay particular attention to it, whether you have locks or not. You know what I'm saying? So important. All right. So where did I leave off? You want to make sure your hair is dry thoroughly after the washing and a retwist or so. My loctician, my hair is so thick, y'all, it's not totally dry when I leave there. It's like my loctician retwists my hair, I'm under the dryer for maybe a half an hour, and then I'm out of there, and then the rest is a little damp and it's just air dry, you know. But I've never, even in my first set of locks, you guys, I never had buildup. I never had mildew. Even when my barber cut my locks, they were all the way down here, y'all. And I had no buildup at all. Because you have to take care of your locks, your hair and your locks, particularly your locks, you know. But you don't want mildew and you don't want buildup. You want to protect your locks at night. You want to have a satin pillowcase? I have. You want to have a satin bonnet? I have. I don't sleep on anything except a satin pillowcase. You know what I'm saying? And you want to have a satin bonnet. And ordinarily, when I'm home like this doing nothing, you guys, hi Shelly. When I'm home doing nothing, you guys, my locks, I'm immediately when I come in, I put a bonnet on. That's just me. You know, unless I have company or this and that, it's like if I'm out and about and I come home, ain't nobody here but me. I'm just whatever. You know what I'm saying? I throw a bonnet on. Now, when I'm around baby, no, my bonnet goes on at night when we go to bed. But, you know, during the day, I leave him out. But me doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? Just relaxing and everything around the condo. Oh, that's him now. Hello, sweetheart, I'm home. He lets me know when he gets home from work. But I put a bonnet on and I wear a bonnet. Cover your hair when you cleaning up. Don't go back vacuuming and dusting and cleaning up and everything and you got your hair out. Cover your locks. Cover them, you guys. You know, I pull them back and I throw a bonnet on as soon as I come home when I get in. So you want to wear a bonnet, you know, you want to, because it helps minimize the friction and the breakage, you know, of your locks as they're going through the budding stage and everything. And this is even when they are mature. I did the same thing when my locks was all the way down here, y'all. I came home and put them up, you know, put a bonnet on. Maintain a clean scalp. Regularly massage your scalp to promote circulation and remove buildup. So when I oil, I take one finger when I oil my scalp, my locks, you guys. I just my finger massages it because I have the oil on my fingertip and I rub it in. And then I rub it in. And I dip and I rub it in. And then I go to the next one and I dip the oil and I'm rubbing it in, and that's also doing like a little mini massage as well. Okay, so you want to make sure you get your locks retwisted as needed to maintain the shape and prevent shedding. You know what I'm saying? That's why I go every 3 weeks, because my shape of my locks is formed via my loctician retwisting my locks every 3 weeks. And like I said, go back and then maybe I'll attach some pictures after this of my first set of locks so you guys can see them. All right. Beautiful. They're gorgeous. So avoid heavy products on your locks. Opt for lightweight water-based products that won't weigh down your locks or cause buildup, y'all. Particularly like heavy. Don't be retwisting your locks with the heavy wax and stuff. No, you have to, you know, like I said, my loctician retwists my locks. I have the same loctician that I've had when I started my first set of locks back in 2000 and what was it? 15? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I had a long time. I have the same loctician, y'all. So get professional care, seek professional advice and maintenance from a qualified loctician. And that's who I have. I have a loctician, and she's been doing my locks from day one. And when I started the second set, it's the same gal. Yeah. All right, y'all. So love, peace, and in Christ. I decided I wanted to come on and share this some lock tips for you guys. So have a blessed day. Okay. And I will come back at y'all later. Bye. Now we got to figure out how to stop this.